Today I'll be telling you why Phainon is still absolutely horrendous and why SABER is the better option all things considered. People thought they got me after his beta release, but all it did was further cement my views. But before that, let me introduce to you the best platform for recharging Stellar Jades, LD Shop. On LD Shop, you can purchase Stellar Jades at an extremely cheap rate compared to in-game. Using LD Shop, you can save up to 15% or even more when recharging your Honkai Star Rail accounts. Today I'll be buying this Jade pack that only costs $43.70 compared to the in-game price of $50. All you need to do is give LD Shop your account UID and region, send your payment, and the Stellar Jades will be sent straight to your account in less than a minute. On top of that, if you recharge up to $80 in a month, you can get a supply pass for free. There's no reason to not use this website. People who say there are risks to doing this are complete idiots that don't know how it works. I swear on my channel's integrity that you will not be banned or scammed. Don't forget to register using my link in the description for an extra 10% off coupon. I hope you would recharge on this website after registering using my link because that's the best way to support my channel right now as YouTube is being a bitch. Anyways, as expected, the biggest issue with Phainon is still the fact that his ult takes too long to be end. As predicted from the theories, it does take longer than a whole cycle to launch, which means his ceiling is piss slow conceptually since he's only able to launch one ult's total in 2 whole waves. It also means he's still extremely bad for speedruns and his overall damage outputs is low. This breeds even more issues like damage distribution. Bosses with 2 phases basically shut him down if his ult's nuke is used to kill off their phase 1 at like 5% or something, which will happen in non-shield scenario. And very often too if enemies get even stronger than right now, meaning he's extremely prone to getting power crept. In fact, one could say he's the god of getting power crept, not the god of power creep. Nobody in this game has this level of horrible damage distribution. Even Acheron's damage distribution issue has been solved by the likes of Cypher and Tribbie, but since Phainon is alone in his ults, nobody can help supplement his damage and kill a boss who is still in phase 1 at let's say 3% HP before the nuke. And if he nukes them at that HP, there's no way his second ults will be able to kill their second phase in 0 cycle, since he won't have much actions left in that ult due to it taking longer than a whole cycle to launch. This issue of his simply can't be solved from now until EOS unless someone can break into his domains and assist him. To put in perspective how important damage distribution is, Phainon after her ults changed from 12 stacks to 6, went from a strong DPS to the best DPS in single targets even now. That's the biggest difference. The next glaring issue he still has, as predicted by me, is his limited optimization opportunity. You can't innovate shit in his ults. It's static gameplay that even a mule can play, coupled with his excessive buffs making relics low impact. He has the high floor low ceiling syndrome. People manage to make this lumbering fool 0 cycle by abusing his high multipliers, but we all know that won't last. Even right now, he's only shown to be good on his shield boss or with shield turbulence, and even under those conditions he's still matched by and losing to Anaxa of all people, who is the baseline of a good DPS. The reason people even complain about power creep in the first place is because of Hoyoverse selling poison like this to fools who cannot tell between what is trash and what isn't. Every single DPS that was prone to power creep suffers from this issue. Multipliers versus mechanics is a highly debated topic even in CN, but at least they know. Mechanics will over-supersede the multipliers, something that casuals here don't understand. High floor, low ceiling does not ever last, and if you see anyone try to recommend you to pull these types of units, they want you to fail in the long run. First example of high floor low ceiling is Jingliu, the first DPS to be power crept in 1.x, and she actually has ways to optimize her gameplay, only suffering from the relic issue, which is why she isn't among the worst DPSs. The second example is way closer to Phainon. It is Firefly, the most well-known DPS to suffer from this syndrome. In terms of ceiling comparisons, she's losing to Arlen right now. And in terms of casual clears, she's the main reason why casuals started crying about power creep in 3.x. It's like how many fucking times can Hoyoverse sell people perfume shit before they realize, oh damn, I'm eating shit? Like, this has to be an actual mental illness. How many times did I warn people against pulling high floor low ceiling? And then they blame it on the game. This is why I agree with Pookie about power creep being a self-made issue born from sheer greed and stupidity. There are people who denies my takes, thinking Phainon is good, but then these same chimps will cry about power creep the hardest the next patch because their DPS can't do well anymore. It's like the more casual you are, the bigger ego you have, and the less you trust people who literally optimize HSR characters for a living. I get that people love Phainon and that his animations are extremely cool, so they want him to be good, but that doesn't mean you can be delusional about him being actually good. I agree his animations are peak. In fact, they might as well be literally the best animations by far in the entire game bar none. But the kits makes it look like they spent the entire budget on animations and couldn't hire a kit design team. So they just made DeepSeek type up some nonsense that vaguely resembles a DPS. Why the hell are people satisfied with this? We're still in beta, man, it's not too late. If Hoyoverse sees how upset the player base is, they'll rework the kits, but of course the casuals are already satisfied with eating shit, so they won't bother going the extra mile. I'm just wondering, what the fuck did Kevin even do to deserve this kind of kits in Honkai Star Rail? It's like, why are people at Hoyoverse fucking him to this extent? What is the motive? What is the point? Now look at Saber. Her kit is extremely flexible coming from a destruction unit, a classic energy funneling DPS where you can use techs like Robin triple ult and Tingyun's self ults to extend the cycle and give her more energy in the long run. There's so many things that you can do with Saber, which you can't do with Phainon. She doesn't suffer from any of his flaws, but people aren't as hyped up because of her animations being simple. The main difference between Saber and Phainon is the fact that Saber's kit is actually good, with simple animations staying true to her character being efficient. Meanwhile, Phainon is very flashy, meant to mask the amount of holes his kit has. As of right now, you probably won't see the peak of Saber's performance, because all the good theory crafters haven't really experimented much with her, but she'll go further than Phainon. Her kit offers the most unique energy funnel I've seen, and might be the peak of that archetype. Remember that all this can still change. I just hope they fix Phainon's kit so he can at least compare with Saber, because as of right now, the Fates collab will perform much better than Phainon. I didn't mention Archer here because I want this to be destruction versus destruction, but he's also better than Phainon in every way. That's all for today, and hopefully the casuals can finally learn to tell between gold and coal.
X